all about TruIQ. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, let's get started, shall we? Set this here. Now, I need to ask a favor. If you see an empty seat to your right, please shift down and let's make room for everybody who's standing. If there's an empty seat to your right, please move down so there's no empty seats. Let's make room for those of us who are standing. If there's a seat to your right, move all the way down. Thank you. If there's a purse or a briefcase on the chair, just put it on the floor. Go ahead and move all the way to the right. If there's an empty chair to your right, please move all the way down. Don't worry, you'll be safe. No problems. No need to social distance in this place. We're all members of TruIQ. We've got our CVX4. Nothing to worry about.
Go sit up in the front. Go sit up in the very front.
All the way to the right. All the way to the right, please. If there's an empty seat to your right, move all the way down. If there's a spot on the front row, you're likely to get something for free. Come on in. If you're standing, come sit down, please. Thank you, brother. We have plenty of seats up here now, so go ahead and scoot down. Pat, Dolly, if I can trouble you to move, if there's a spot to the right, someone is sitting down.
Right.
Okay. Very good. All right, thank you. I know it's kind of tight, we'll make this fast.
Sit down. Go this way. Go this way.
We've got our usher taking care of us, apparently. Tell me your name, my friend. Tell me your name, brother.
Hey, Jason.
I'm Jason. Just
I made it stay flat.
Stop trying to duplicate. He's Jason. He's the Jason. We got two Jasons here. He'll probably do a better job than I will. Okay, so let's occupy these last four and get started. Okay, here's my remote. All right, so can I trouble someone, maybe Doc, if you'll turn the light down for us?
Oh,
So it's a little bit easier for everyone to see. Members of TruIQ, you've heard some of this before, some of it might be new, but all of it is important to internalize. The reason we are here, or one of the reasons we are here today, is to talk about how we've seen that in this new year, January 2022, we watch the data very closely, we see how the markets are moving, we see the shifts in the medical community, and we are seeing that the three trends that TruIQ is leading are creating bigger opportunities this year for you than even last year. Now, these three pillars are something we have to all remember as members of TruIQ, because that's what's going to not only give you the health benefits you're looking for, but that residual five to six figure monthly income of cash and the huge bounty of free cryptocurrency that's waiting in the safe for you to claim. Those three things, though, like I said, as we've seen, are changing around us. You probably see it. You watch the news. You listen to the radio. You've heard what's happening in the cryptocurrency world. You hear about what's happening with virus mutations and health problems. You've heard about the economic crises and prices going up, inflation, consumer costs, prices going up, the need for more income. I know you've heard all of this. As members of TruIQ, you are uniquely positioned to profit and benefit from those trends. The reality is quite stark but true, and that is that for every 100 people in a room, there are 900 other people who are looking for what those 100 people have. Meaning 90% of people today are looking for one or a combination of three things. They want to look and feel better, they need extra money, and they want to create a financial legacy. Those three things are driving consumer behavior and driving day-to-day activities for most people. Well, think about this for 1 second, and then we'll get started. Do you know anyone who needs or wants to make more money? Do you know anyone who has a health issue or wants to prevent one from coming later on? And do you know anyone who would like to profit from cryptocurrency without investment and without risk? If you're like us, you know a lot of people who fall into those categories. You might yourself fall into one of those categories. As a member of TruIQ, you will benefit from all three of those trends. And it is really, truly simple. I'm going to show you just how simple it is, if I can get my remote to work.
Looks like it's on pointer. There you go.
Just need to point it to the computer, I guess. Okay, now, this word, cannabinoids, should be familiar to all members of TruIQ. If you're not a member of TruIQ yet, then I will explain what cannabinoids are in just a second. But for now, just remember that the word cannabinoid means natural medicine. Okay, natural medicine. So natural medicines block cellular entry of SARS-CoV-2 and the emerging variants, such in the C19 family, such as Omicron, Delta, and Alpha, and various of those others. Do you know anyone, have you heard of anyone who's concerned about viral infections?
Everyone, everybody.
Why? Why is everyone so worked up over this? Any idea? Nobody wants what? Why is everyone worried about viral infections?
Can kill you.
People don't want to get sick. Well, people get sick all the time. We get colds, flus, sinus infections, bronchitis. Right? We get sick with different things all the time. Why are we so worried about a particular viral infection? Okay. Now let me ask you this question. If you knew your immune system was strong enough to fight for you, would you be as worried?
No.
If you knew that your immune system was strong enough to deal with what's going to come at you from wherever, would that change your life? Would that give you more confidence? Would it allow you to live the life you want to live? That question, we are happy to say, is clearly and obviously answered by CBX4. This article was published by the National Institute of Health. In the United States, there's one health organization that supersedes all others. It's called the National Institute of Health. This institute publishes a library of scientific medical data for all the citizens here to read. If you access that library, like we did, you will find this exact article, that cannabinoids block cellular entry of SARS-CoV-2 and the emerging variants. And we added, of course, the images of CBX4 and C19 for illustrative purposes, but you get the point.
It was in the news the other day.
Oh.
I saw it in social media the other day.
Oh, you saw it before today?
Yes.
I thought I was first. I'm starting already.
So,
So tell me about that article, if you don't mind.
well,
What were they saying?
I was actually browsing in my social media, and I subscribed to Epoch Times, and Epoch Times had that article about the National Institute of Health, and it says exactly that. So I started calling my friends, and I said, oh, on Sunday I'm going to be attending a meeting, and I'm going to want to meet you guys because I want to introduce the products to you. So that's why I'm here today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So whether we're first or a week late, the fact of the matter is, even though doctors and medical professionals are talking about cannabinoids preventing cellular entry of viruses, there is no company yet that can put all 4 of those natural medicines called cannabinoids into one single concentrated medical blend. That's not been done yet. Or should I say, it's not been done by anybody except TruIQ. Some of you have been a guest at TruIQ Farms in Utah. I see a raise of hands. Who's been to CBX4 Farms in Utah? Great, thank you. I might call on you a little bit later to maybe explain a little more about this. But CBX4 Farms, founded by TruIQ in Utah, is being used to grow the only strain of natural organic CBX4 hemp that has high levels of all 4 of these natural cannabinoids or medicines. That is one of the reasons why this message is so important, my friends, and why only can TruIQ be the answer to this big question being asked by the National Institute of Health. If you read this entire article, at the bottom, like page 9, after they go through all the scientific details, they postulate that there will likely come a time when all the cannabinoid producers will try to leverage this trend. Now that we've proven that there is a natural remedy, a natural source by which we can elevate our immune system, they expect that there will be many people who will try to provide products that equivocate to this. So let me ask you this. Would you rather wait for Procter & Gamble in 7 years to make a cheap variation of CBX4? Or would you like to now be the first person to offer a solution like this?
No.
If you want to be part of it now, be first and be the best, then all you have to do is be a member of TruIQ and use the complete medical cannabinoid blend called CBX4, right there. And I know most of us are members of TruIQ. As a member of TruIQ, please remember this. And use your back office so you can access this information. So that when you talk with your friends and family and others, and they ask you, are you telling me the truth? I've never heard of any kind of a natural product that can, in fact, that's proven to block viruses. That's hogwash. No, it's not. The very same government that's telling you that you have to get a jab is the very same government saying that cannabinoids block cellular entry of viruses into your cell. So you have a choice. And if you want to follow the natural path and get that protection, all you have to do is be a member of TruIQ and use CBX4. Now, we talked about these 3 pillars before we started. For some of us, if you're a new guest, for your benefit, we were talking about how TruIQ is built upon these 3 foundational pillars that at once solve health issues and also stave off what will come tomorrow, but also pays a lot of money for referrals and will create financial legacies through cryptocurrency without risk and without investment. Those 3 pillars are things we have to, I think, focus on now really quick as members of TruIQ. So let's go back to the CBX4. You see that arrow there pointing? Let's focus on CBX4 for a second. We know that cannabinoids address viruses. We talked about that. But what else can they do? That's a valid question. What we know today, in fact, since 1993, since then, we now know with certainty that cannabinoids work on all of these mechanisms. If you know someone who struggles with any of these issues you see here on the screen, or if you know someone who might be suffering from these types of issues, then just know that CBX4 has been proven to influence all of those things. You see, the magic in these 4 medicines, these 4 cannabinoids, comes down to their ability to work in the brain and the spinal column on what are called receptors. Those connections between your brain and your immune system, the connection between your brain and your hormone system, the connection between your brain and your heart, those connections are modulated by these cannabinoids, these natural medicines. I'd like to see a raise of hands here really quickly. Who here knows that your body right now at this very second is making cannabinoids? Raise your hand if you already knew that your body right now is making cannabinoids. Very few of us. There's the opportunity, my friends. 5 hands went up. Yet every single human, every mammal makes these natural medicines. Your body makes them now. Our bodies are making them now. They're called anandamide and AG2, right? But here's the issue. Just like our hormone levels go down over time because of age, stress, diet, lifestyle, so too our cannabinoid levels go down over time. This, my friends, is why CBX4 is such a great solution for all of us, because we can replace what your body no longer is making enough of. If you're suffering from a health problem, then if you did a blood test, you would see that there is a direct correlation between whatever you're suffering from now and your cannabinoid levels. High cannabinoid levels, if your body's making them already, high cannabinoid levels means high health. If you're not making enough of these cannabinoids, these natural medicines anymore, then your health will be lower. Direct correlation. This is why you've seen so many CBD, hemp, even marijuana shops pop up all over the place. Because one of those natural medicines is called CBD. But it's only one of those natural medicines. But to make this point, we know the old way has been when we start feeling kind of funky, like in my case, because I was sick for 27 years now, 27, I did the math last night, 27 years, because I don't have an immune system, I'm what they call immune compromised. I'm kind of like an AIDS patient in that regard, even though I don't have AIDS, because I don't have a spleen and don't have a thyroid and don't have, I keep forgetting what else they took out, but because I don't have some of those organs that you all have, I don't have an immune system. I'm immune compromised and have been sick for 27 years. What I've come to learn is that cannabinoids can help me with my immunity. But the point I wanted to make was, because I was sick for 27 years, when I got a cold or a flu or a sinus infection or bronchitis or pneumonia, I did what most of you do. I went to the doctor. And I went to the pharmacy and I bought some kind of a prescription to help me with my health problems. Yet, since we created TruIQ and launched CBX4, we found that the new way will allow you to address your health problems without having to go buy a bunch of pills from the pharmacy. How is that possible? It comes down to the unique benefits here in CBX4. And they work like this. Remember, we talked about CBD as one of those medicines, the one that most of us have heard about before? Well, there are, in fact, excuse me, Lizette, I got to have a direct line there. Thank you. Oh, there it is. There are, in fact, let me just charge this. Oh, there it is. There are 4 of those natural medicines available from the CBX4 hemp plant. Marijuana cannot do this for you. CBD cannot do this for you. But CBX4 hemp can. And what can it do? It can give you high levels of CBC, cannabichromene, CBD, cannabidiol, CBG, cannabidiol, and CBN, cannabinol. Like I said, if you're suffering from a health issue, or if you want to stave off a health issue down the road, then these 4 medicines that are available only from CBX4 hemp can give you that, because they replace those same cannabinoids that your body is not making enough of. Those natural endocannabinoids that you should be making and are not making enough of, that's why you feel the way you do, can be replaced with these 4. These 4 work like this. Consider each one of these separately for 1 second. So if we look at, say, CBN, even though you've never heard about CBN, why do we need CBN plus all these others? If you look at the benefits tied directly to CBN, we see that it targets a certain kind of pain receptors. It works on proliferating mutated cells and does some of these other things. Now, when you compare CBN, say, to CBG or CBC or CBD, you see there's a little bit of an overlap. Some of the benefits are similar, but some of the benefits are unique. By having all 4 of these in one product, not only do you get all of those individual benefits, but they produce what's called a compounding effect. It's kind of like making a cake. So let's say you need to make a birthday cake, and you have a bunch of flour. Let's say the flour is CBD. You need a cake, but all you have is flour. Well, no one is going to eat a bucket of flour and say it's a cake. It's not good enough. It's not done. It needs more. People who buy CBD are basically buying flour who really want a cake. Well, to make a cake, you know you need more than just flour. You also need sugar, right? Water, eggs, other ingredients. But when you put all those ingredients together in a unique environment in the oven, you can then bake a final product, a cake. Sugar alone is not a cake. Flour alone is not a cake. Eggs alone, right? We know the individual ingredients are not and cannot ever be the end product. They have to be combined. By combining all 4 of these natural cannabinoids, you can produce in your body's bloodstream the cake that will help you live the life you need. It's adaptogenic. Think about all the health issues you might either now have or will hopefully not have to deal with down the road. They come from combining all of these together in your bloodstream. It kind of works like this. So we know here is CBX4. This is the Sublingual Concentrate. Members of TruIQ, you've already seen this. If you're a guest, this is the 4-in-1 complete medical blend. This is the concentrate right there. When I put this, by the way, you just squeeze the little bulb on top, let it fill the vial inside, and then you, under your tongue, within about 10 seconds, it's gone. So what happened to that CBX4? Why is it not pooled in my mouth? Why is my mouth not full of all that oil you saw me put in there? It's because it's absorbed directly sublingually under my tongue into my bloodstream. Now that absorption is very unique in the sense that in CBX4, there is this CBD, right? There's a lot of CBD in there. But the CBD in CBX4 is looking for CBG. And when it finds CBG in my bloodstream, they unite. And those two start to work on creating a compounding effect. And the same thing happens when CBN and CBC are also found at the same time in the same bloodstream. That's why you need all four at the same time, because they unite up, they work together to become an adaptogen that works on the unique issues you happen to be facing at that time. This, my friends, in TruIQ is why a lot of people use CBX4 and they say it helped me with sleep or anxiety or depression, my autism, my bipolarism, my chronic pain, my diabetes. It helps with those things. Yet the very person next to them who also uses CBX4 will say, well, it helped me with my neuropathy. And it helped me focus better. And it helped me with different things. So how is it that the same product can have different benefits for people? It comes down to this. When all four of those in high concentrations are in your bloodstream at the same time, they adapt and become the solution unique to your blood chemistry. That's really cool. So if you know someone who's using CBD or has been taking CBD, then try to explain to them this as best as you can. If they are using just CBD, they're only getting maybe a fourth of the possible benefits that CBX4 can give. By having all four of those in one, you're creating a 100% solution. Don't let your friends waste money on just CBD. It's just that, a waste of money. Now that we know that it's possible to get all four of those in one product, if you will just simply help those people who are now using CBD get CBX4, two things will happen. Number one, they will finally get the benefits that they've been looking for and hoping for. And number two, you're going to get paid for that referral. Now, if you're wondering, can CBX4 be absorbed into your body in ways other than that sublingual delivery I just showed you? The answer is yes. There are four ways to get all four of those cannabinoids, those natural medicines, into your bloodstream. They are, number one, the concentrate, I just showed you. The second is the CBX4 body lotion. It might sound kind of counterintuitive. How can a lotion put all four of those natural medicines into my body? It happens because this lotion is not only a natural hydrator and restorative function, or has a restorative function for your skin, but it also opens up your skin and pushes those four medicines through your skin down into your blood and into your nervous system. This lotion is a great way to get CBX4. Now, you might be wondering, why use the lotion over maybe the sublingual concentrate? Well, a couple of reasons. First is some people don't like the taste of an oil, or like in the case of Asperger's autism patients, they just simply will not take anything sublingual. But they still need the benefits. Just rub it on their skin, and those cannabinoids will go through their skin. There's also another reason to use the body lotion. Some of us have unique physiological issues that cause us to need those cannabinoids in certain areas. For instance, after my spine reconstruction, I had a lot of pain in my lower back from all of that metal. By rubbing this directly onto my lower back, it pushes those cannabinoids exactly where I put it. Now, even though those cannabinoids will be absorbed all throughout my body, it targets them first where I put the lotion. So that's why the lotion. The third way is CBX4 Hydrating Mist or Body Mist. This is a light spritz, also has CBX4 in it, that's meant to be used throughout the day whenever you need a little bit of a cannabinoid boost, but maybe you don't need the full dropper full under your tongue. Or maybe you've already massaged the lotion onto your skin and you just need a little bit like I do. You see my hands, they get kind of crusty throughout the day. Of course, it's winter time, right? It's really dry down here. So by putting just a little bit of this on your dry skin, it's light, absorbs really fast, and drives those cannabinoids also into your bloodstream. The fourth way is called CBX4 Super Infused Collagen 4. Welcome, sir. Have a seat. Collagen 4. I know that's a long name. Super Infused Collagen 4 with CBX4. Long name, but really simple benefit. Does anybody here use collagen in a lotion or a drink or something like that? May I ask, why do you use collagen? Why? Anyone?
Anti-aging.
You use collagen for anti-aging.
Yes.
Why else? Yes, sir. For joints. Exactly right. Oh, go ahead. In both cases, that's true. And in fact, in over 1,100 cases, it's true. What we know is collagen is a natural molecule that is necessary for healthy hair, skin, fingernails, joints, and semi-rigid tissues. So essentially most of our bodies need collagen. It's a building block. Now the reason people sell collagen as an anti-aging solution is because when you replace the collagen that your body should be making enough of, it rehydrates those cells and restores those tissues. If you want collagen, and especially if you want collagen in a certain part of your body, if you have a joint, say maybe you have had a knee reconstruction and you need collagen right there in your knee, then collagen 4 is the way to do it. We use organic, marine sourced, low molecular weight, LMW. Please remember this, there will be a quiz. Low molecular weight. Say it with me. Low molecular weight. We use low molecular weight marine collagen that has been shown to be so small that it will ride with the CBX4 through your skin down to where you need it. You see, up until now, it's been thought that collagen either stays on top of your skin or you have to drink it and hope the collagen will finally end up where you want it. But now our scientists have been able to find a way to deliver the collagen not only on your body where you need it, but into your body where you need it. So 4 different products. Let's recap. CBX4 is in 4 different products. If you remember the number 4, then you're just fine. The first is the Sublingual Concentrate. The second is the body lotion. The third is the Hydrating Mist. And the fourth is Collagen 4, or Super Infused Collagen 4. Oh, and I should probably mention too really quickly that the 4, that number 4 right there, is because there is 400% of necessary collagen that your body might need at any given time. And the reason for that is because collagen is a very weak molecule. Collagen is easily destroyed by your body, and that's why as people get older, they start to look older. It's because collagen breaks down easily, and you need more of it to replenish what your body should be making enough of. We put extra in there 4 times as much as necessary to make sure you're getting enough. Even if you're aging and your body destroys collagen, there's enough of it in there to make sure that you get what you need where you need it. Okay? So to recap, we have how many products with CBX4 in them?
4.
And collagen 4 has what kind of collagen in it? Low molecular weight from organic marine sources. Now let's give away some free products, shall we? I'm going to ask you a question, and if you are already a member of TruIQ, let's allow our guests to answer first. If they don't answer, then members, you may answer in their stead. If you have the answer, raise your hand. I will call upon you. If your answer is correct, I will give you one of these gifts here. Question number 1. How many products have CBX4 in them?
4.
So Tessia, raise your hand. Are you a member of TruIQ already? How many products have CBX4 in them? There are 4. Can you remember what those 4 are? The collagen 4, the body lotion, the sublingual concentrate, and the mist. Exactly right.
Yay.
Well done. Let's give her a round of applause. Now, would you like a 1-week supply of the sublingual concentrate, or would you like the collagen 4 sample? Okay. You're welcome. Next question. Who can tell me what the 4 natural medicines or cannabinoids are called in CBX4? What are those 4 cannabinoids? Raise your hand and I'll call upon you. Yes, Eliza. So Eliza has the answer. She knows what the 4 medicines in CBX4 are. What are they?
CBG, CBN, CBD, and CBG.
Correct. CBC, CBD, CBG, CBN. You said all those just in a different order. Here's your gift.
I like the other one. Like the-
Oh, the collagen? You want the collagen 4? Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, net. Oh, and this. Now, we've spent a lot of time talking about the health benefits of CBX4 and the 4 different ways you can get those cannabinoids. But of course, members of TruIQ, we know that there's a lot more available from TruIQ than CBX4. The reason for that is quite simple. When we created CBX4, after we planted 80,000 CBX4 plants at our plantation in Utah, finally we were able to harvest all of those, extract those medicines, and then make them available to you, we started to get some questions, such as, Jason and Mr. Preston, Dr. Carroll, Dr. Kirkland, I feel great. CBX4 has really helped me feel a lot better. Thank you. Do you also have something for anti-aging? I feel excellent. I feel younger, but I want to look younger. Can you help me look younger too? And that's where this product comes in. It's called Silky Smooth. It's our anti-aging serum. Does anybody here use an anti-aging serum? May I ask, do you know the difference between a serum and a lotion or a cream? Why buy a serum instead of a lotion or a cream?
A serum is more potent.
Merely more concentrated. That's one of the reasons, yes. Another one,
I'm using, it's more potent.
absorbs, more potent.
That's what I said.
Yep, absorbs, more potent. And a natural serum will also replicate that which your body made when you were a baby. A real serum, a natural serum, can duplicate that which made your skin when you were a baby so soft and supple. Our Silky Smooth replicates or helps your skin replicate baby skin by containing all of these natural ingredients to do all of these things. So let's look at some of these benefits really fast. If you have stretch marks or scars, or maybe you have eczema or psoriasis, or perhaps you have gray hair that's getting gray too fast, and you need to stop that gray. Or you want your hair to simply look great. Look at some of these benefits here. Anti-aging is sort of a catch-all for really saying this. Silky Smooth was designed to work on the entirety of the outside of your body, your skin and your hair. And when I say entirety, I really mean entirety. Between your toes, your tummy, your inner thighs, your underarms, all of it. If you need to restore your skin to baby skin levels, and if you want your hair to look younger than it used to, like me, when I don't use Silky Smooth, my hair is terribly gray. But Silky Smooth, as you can see, I don't have nearly as much gray as I used to. If you need anti-aging benefits in some way, by combining Silky Smooth with CDX4, you will see some amazing benefits. And guys, ladies, I should also recommend that CDX4, CDX4 with Silky Smooth are fantastic shaving agents. Let me give you a couple of recommendations. First of all, when I shave, I use Silky Smooth instead of shaving cream.
Oh, that's right.
When I style my hair after I get out of the shower, I use Silky Smooth in place of shower gel. My wife uses Silky Smooth to shave her bikini line and some of those sensitive areas that aren't fun to shave.
Really?
And what she found was, by using Silky Smooth on those areas, not only is the shave a lot better, but the skin in those areas has become a lot softer, a lot tighter, and it just looks really, really good. And we'll move on to the next product. Here's the other question we used to get. After we brought out Silky Smooth and CBX4, we found those very same people who said, hey, thanks guys, CBX4 really gave me my life. Parkinson's patients, they don't shake like they used to anymore. And they say, I feel great. I can walk down the hallway now without my walker. And that Silky Smooth, check out my hair, is what they say. But I also have some COVID pounds. I put on a few COVID pounds, they'll say, and I wonder, do you have a solution for that? My pants are getting tight. Can you help me with that? And we said, well, absolutely we can. So Dr. Carroll helped us create, for those of us who need a metabolic boost, who say, I would really like to trim down and tone up, but I don't want to go to a gym and I don't want to change my diet. For those people, Micro was created because it does do exactly what I said. It helps you trim down and tone up even while you sleep. It's a 24/7 metabolic booster. That's a fancy way of saying anytime one of your muscle groups engages. So let's say you're taking Micro and you walk up the stairs instead of the elevator. Those muscles engaged in your legs, in your arms, and everything else, that muscle contraction becomes a metabolic fat burn. It's like a switch. Micro switches your metabolism from saying, I'm going to take those calories from my lunch today and make fat with it, Instead, I'm going to turn it into energy. And I'm going to use it to feed my brain and my muscles. So if you happen to know someone who wants to trim down and tone up 24/7, the easy way, micro is the way to do it. And I think we have a couple bottles here too. So next, let's kind of wrap up here. So we talked about some of the really cool products from TruIQ. I also told you that we want to pay you for your referrals. This is one of the last things we found in TruIQ. After we brought these products out and folks started loving them and using them, then they said, I can't stop telling my friends about this. I'm telling everybody, I love this stuff. Is there a benefit in that for me? I'm telling people about it. Do you have a rebate system or a discount? Is there some way for me to get paid for those referrals? And that's why we created this income sharing program. This income sharing program is really just based on some very simple principles. And those principles are, we know when you use TruIQ products, you're going to tell other people about them. We know this. It's human nature. It's like when you go see a great movie, you're going to tell your friends and family and people around you, you got to go see this movie. Ladies, like when we go to our favorite store and we see that dress you've wanted is now 75% off, you're going to buy one and you're going to tell your sister friends, you've got to come get one of these while they're on sale. It's a natural human response to share good news. By sharing the good news, we've built this automatic program that tracks your referrals. When you make referrals, there's quite a bit of money on the table for doing just that. In fact, this system, I'll show you a couple of examples. This system works so efficiently that if you refer 4 people into TruIQ, not only are we going to pay you cash for those referrals, up to, as you see, $15,000 a month or more, but also give you cryptocurrency. So let me show you how that works. Preston, this thing's giving up. Can I trouble you to run that for me? Just hit the right arrow at the bottom. You'll have to follow my lead, sorry. Hit it once again. One more. So there are 3 basic, very simple steps to earn from TruIQ $15,224 a month. If you refer 4 people into the team and then do the other 3 things. So let me tell you what these 3 steps are. Next one. Step number 1 is if you're interested in getting paid for your referrals with the numbers I talked about, then step 1 is join TruIQ, buy your package. We have a bunch of packs here tonight, and set up your smart chip. The second step is refer 4 people or more. Let's use the number 4 as the example. Let's say you refer 4 people to trim down and tone up and deal with their anxiety, depression, and others with CBS, those kinds of things, or look beautiful with silky smooth. When those 4 people do what you did, buy a package and also set up their smart chip, then the last and final of those 3 steps is what we call duplicate, meaning help those 4 people do the same thing you did. It's called building teams of 4. If you become a member of TruIQ and help 4 people do the same thing, become a member with a package, and then you teach those 4 people also to do the same thing, then $15,224 a month is likely to be your cash payout as a residual monthly income. But we don't stop there, of course, because that cash income is really only the second of the pillars. See, the last of the pillars of TruIQ is we've talked about how the products address health issues and stave off what our environment and our diet and non-exercise and stress and anxiety and illness is likely to bring to us later on in life. We know CBX4 will do that, and the other products we talked about. We also now know that by making simple referrals to other people, there's a lot of cash waiting in the TruIQ safe to be distributed to you for that referral. the last and final step is what we call cryptography or cryptocurrency. You see, we understand here that even making $15,000 or $50,000 or even $150,000 a month is good income, but it's not the type of real financial legacy that you deserve. If you've asked yourself this question, if you've wondered, what am I going to leave behind? Will those people who will inherit my estate, will they have the life that I want to give them? What kind of money, what kind of financial freedom, self-sufficiency can I give to my children, grandchildren, my friends, my charity, those people? Well, if you ask that question, then TruIQ says, let's not only pay you the cash, but let's find a way to make cryptocurrency available to everyone in TruIQ without investment and without risk. If you've heard about cryptocurrency before, you've probably also heard that it can be expensive and can be risky. Well, it can be if you play those other games. Instead, in TruIQ, we said, let's find a solution to that as well. We already solved the health problems. We created an easy way to pay cash for referrals. Let's solve the cryptocurrency issue. And all we had to do was just read some of the classical resources to find the basis, the foundation, the virtuous motivation for doing such. We've all heard of Aristotle, right? We've all read. Just remember back to your classes in school when we had to read all this stuff. Well, I actually read it again. And what Aristotle said was self-sufficiency is a kind of liberty, freedom that we all deserve. And if we can become self-sufficient, that is worthy of our pursuit. But if we can help other people become self-sufficient, now that is truly virtuous. That is worthy of our time and attention. And so we created TruCoin. TruCoin is the world's first and only cryptocurrency available without risk and without investment that takes advantage of the most important thing in the world, and that is human potential. Human potential. Have you ever thought about your daily activities and wondered, if I could just find a way to take my daily routine and make that become my legacy, that would be pretty cool. To quantify those things I do throughout the day and get paid for those things, now that would be pretty awesome. We thought the same thing, and so TruCoin is meant to become that nest egg that even the news media is saying is pretty cool. And it's based on this new blockchain technology called proof of activity. As we talked a moment ago, we talked about those daily activities, those things we do every day. Could we get paid for those? The answer is yes. We can probably skip over this one in a second. Yeah, let's just skip over it. Okay. Let's go back, I guess. Okay. I think we should probably just remember this. Whether or not you're invested in or part of the cryptocurrency movement, it's important that we all understand this, that in the last 10 years, cryptocurrency has gone from a fringe, strange idea that most people couldn't understand to being now the daily topic of all the news media and has created billionaires and is now predicted to become the new kind of currency. Just as cash replaced gold coins, and just as checks replaced cash, and just as credit cards replaced checks, and just as bank transfers replaced all of that, and PayPal and some of those replaced all those. You've seen the progression, right? Just as money has progressed and gotten better all throughout history, we can follow that same trend and see that cryptocurrency is the next logical step, because cryptocurrency is just that cryptologically proven and secure currency. It's the only kind of currency that is cryptologically locked and safe for peer-to-peer transactions. If you say we're part of the Bitcoin movement just 10 years ago, and you had $1,000 to, say, put into Bitcoin, today that $1,000 would be worth almost $300 million. That's not a joke. At 8 cents, had you bought Bitcoin 10 years ago, $1,000 worth, you'd have almost $300 million. And the same goes true for some of the other coins. The numbers aren't quite the same, but you can see that there's a huge benefit. Even one of the more recently launched coins that was a gimmick is now worth enough to buy a half of a Bentley. So why am I sharing this with you? It's because of this. You see, TrueCoin is going to launch at a value higher than some of those, but more importantly, is the only cryptocurrency that is tied to a real product-based business. TrueCoin's initial value will be influenced by its issuing company, TruIQ. It's the only American coin issued by a real American product company. And that income can be yours, like I said, without investment and without risk. So how can you get those benefits? It comes down to this. You heard me talking about those steps 1 through 3. Step 1 was buy your pack, set up your smart chip, refer 4 people or more, and then duplicate. Well, as you see, those very same activities will earn you what are called true points, or we will rather reward you with true points when you do those things. When you buy your package, your initial product purchase in TruIQ, we will give you true points. And for your smart chip processing every month, you get true points for that. And you come to meetings like this, more true points. And as you do all of these things, and as those true points add up throughout each one of those blocks, at the closure of every block of true coin, and we mint those new true coins, those who have points are going, or more points, are going to receive a greater proportion of those true points. So points, true points, will determine how many of those true coins you will receive without investment and without risk. And there will also be opportunities for, at least at first, members of TruIQ as an exclusive club to even buy more true coins than those that we will give you for free. But that's a discussion for a later time.
I have a question, sir.
Give me 1 second, then we'll get to the question. So if you have questions about TrueCoin, we're going to discuss that with members of TruIQ leaders here a little bit later, but for everybody here in this room, just know this, that TrueCoin is visible from a dashboard that's rolling out here this week. Members of TruIQ can log into their dashboard and track and see what block are we on, how many points did I earn, how many coins will I get upon the closure of that block, how many coins did I already get. All of that's visible in our systems. So let's end on this and then we'll open up the question and answer. TruIQ products solve health issues. We know that, we talked about it. Now you know there's cash and crypto on the table, none of which you have to buy. In fact, none of which can you buy. We want to give it to you. It's just sitting there waiting for you. So as members of TruIQ, if you will follow those 3 simple steps, then your income will follow all of those pillars. Can I tell you to turn that light on, please, for me? So now let's address some questions. Yes, a lot of information I shared with you here tonight. So let's maybe boil it down to the essence of what you need to know now. I would beg of you, don't leave here tonight with questions that are unanswered. Get your answers here today and make sure you leave with the products that we brought here. And I'll end on this before we answer other questions. We brought some very special packages here that have been discounted, and there's no shipping and no tax. You can leave here tonight with some of those very special packages if you do want to become a member of TruIQ and start earning that cash and the crypto. Okay, questions? Just raise your hand. Yes, miss.
So the guests who attended tonight and me with the purchase or become a member, are they going to be given also the True
True
Coin,
points.
points. And us who are already members, are we going to get some points?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly right. When you enroll in TruIQ, you earn points. So let's give an example. If you buy the leader pack that we brought here tonight, it's a $1,480 value. It's now only $900. Like I said, without tax and without shipping. When you buy that, we will give you 1,000 True points. Your sponsor, for having invited you, will earn double those True points, or get 2,000 True points. So you can see that all those activities that make you money also earn you a lot of True points. Next question. Yes?
If it's safe to be used by lactating mothers, or those
Yeah. Did you hear her question? She asked whether or not CBX4 can be used by lactating mothers and pregnant women. And the answer is an emphatic. Doc, did you want to speak to that?
Yes.
Maybe I can trouble you to come up here and answer that, if that's okay. I know you're taking pictures, but I think this is a question best answered by a doctor.
Yes.
Dr. Lito.
By the way, my name is Lito Villarmino. I became a member of TruIQ less than 2 months ago. And my member now is around 100. So, about the question, if it is good for pregnant women or lactating mother, lactating. So lactating is when you produce milk. Actually, the milk or the mother's milk has a lot of cannabinoids. It will replace. Yeah.
Yeah, Tessa asked the question.
You asked the question. Now, it will help you. It will mimic the natural cannabinoid in your body. So, as what Jason told you, that it is proportional. When your cannabinoids are high, then your health is high also. When your cannabinoid is low, then your health is low. So that's the essence of our product. It's really good, it's natural. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. The only qualifier to that is we definitely want to recommend that they speak with their doctors. Not necessarily first, but make sure they coordinate with their doctor for a couple of reasons. I think one of the most is, of course, ladies, if you've had babies or if you've had children have babies, what's the first thing the doctor recommends? Take prenatal vitamins.
And Jason, I have a question. Is it good also for the first trimester of pregnancy, when the embryo is developing?
Most important, thank you. Because doctors typically put patients on a regimen to fill the mother's body with all those nutrients to make sure the baby grows, develops properly, and then is fed as much as it can be, all the nutrition necessary. We need to make sure that those cannabinoids are also being used with what else the doctor puts them on. So just make sure you coordinate. But yes, doctor, we found that that is very helpful. Thank you.
I have a testimony and, yeah, that's the question. Is that all right?
Would you like to come up here and share?
Take the floor?
Yeah, please.
The floor, okay. Take the floor. Not the floor. My name is Dolly Villian. I was sponsored by Pat Ligalianis. Anyway, when I first came here, I was very impressed with your presentation. So I just bought the small one, the small package, which had all the four, the two something less than two, yes. So I started using the Silky Slim. I had a skin blemish that's not visible to us, but if you rub your finger, you can really see it. I mean, feel it. Went to the Philippines, and I didn't have enough time to wait for the little surgery on it. So I approached the doctor here, and the doctor here burned it. It came back. And I consulted another doctor, and the doctor said, well, we'll do a little, day surgery. So I went to another doctor, and after he did that, I had burns all over, and it took a whole year to remove all the burns from my face. So I started using this.
The Silky
The Silky Slim, yes. in both cheeks. I started using it 2 months ago. And I wasn't using it religiously. I was just using it every time I sleep on my counter. And I noticed that on my right cheek, it disappears. And here, and I'm saying, oh wow, I don't feel it anymore. And then here, I could still feel a little bit about on it, but I'm gonna still use it because I know it works.
Yes.
And this is my question. With all the potency or the efficacy of CBD4
CBX4.
or CBX4, why is it? It's not one of the ingredients. I noticed it, that's all. It's not there when I was looking at it.
Why is CBX4
Yes.
not in Silky
Yes.
Smooth?
Yes, but it's effective.
It's very effective.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't need it. Because we know that all of our members use CBX4 sublingually every day, and there's no reason to put an extra $100 of CBX4 in Silky Smooth, because the benefits from Silky Smooth combined with the sublingual concentrate are magnified better when you have CBX4 in your body and you use Silky Smooth on top, like on your skin, versus putting it in the Silky Smooth. So the benefits are magnified and you get more efficiencies from that.
Additional testimony, this one, the expensive one, the one that you dropped, that one,
The sublingual.
yes. I gave it to somebody that I knew would need it. And he came back to me and says, what did you give me? I feel so good, it's so different, because the person is really suffering from something. I don't want to share it now, but, and then he was telling his brother, hey, she gave me that thing, and he tested it. Maybe about half the bottle, both brothers came up to me and says, whatever it is, you know, we'll buy it from you. So I decided that it's really good.
Jason, we got a question here from Feli.
Yes, Miss Bailey, come on up. What's your question?
Assuming I have 5,000 points, how many shares of True Coins would that equate?
It all depends on how many other people earn True Points. You see, upon the closure of each block of True Coin, they will be allocated to members who earn points. So depending on how many members earn points and who has how many points, that will determine who earns how many of those coins. So there's no direct correlation between points equal this many coins. Points determine where you sit in that allocation list when we allocate those coins out upon minting them.
Okay, thank you.
We can guarantee though, more points
The more
will
points.
be more beneficial to you.
Thank you. I'm losing a lot with the copper coins, so I hope I can get it from here.
And members of TruIQ, we're going to talk more about those details here for the 5 o'clock leaders meeting. But did you want to add
Well, I want to
something?
make sure it's clear that the dashboard that you talked about towards the end of the meeting, you will be able to log into that once we have your wallet and you can get into that site. While that block is open, you can log in there at any time, see all your activities, all your transactions listed there, and there's a mathematical equation across the top that will tell you every day how many coins you're acquiring with your points.
Yeah.
So you can watch that as it grows.
I need to learn that. Yes, we will give you training for it.
So, I won't go into it now, we'll do another meeting, but yes, very complicated, but it's very cool the way. it
Yes,
works.
Ernie. Next question.
Yeah, Jason, I don't know if this is the proper forum, though, but I was under the impression that you guys will be talking about the business opening the Philippines soon, or?
That's 5 o'clock.
Oh, that's the 5 o'clock. I was just wondering.
It's a very important topic. In fact, so it's only, no, it's 5 o'clock now, so yeah, it's time. So let's wrap up the Q&A, and for those of you who need to leave, you can leave. But any more questions before we move on to our leader?